Most people look at their backyard and see a lawn, maybe a garden bed or two. What they do not see is a monthly income stream sitting right beneath their feet, waiting to be activated. 7 animals, most of them overlooked by the average homeowner, can turn that same backyard into a system that generates real, recurring revenue month after month. These are not exotic livestock requiring acreage, infrastructure, or agricultural experience. Each one was selected for a specific reason: what it produces, what people will actually pay for, and how little space and cost it demands to get started. Some of these animals pay for themselves within the first 60 days. Several of them feed each other, driving operating costs down while revenue stacks up. Stay through all 7 because the last one costs almost nothing to launch, and the profit margins will genuinely surprise you. The first animal on this list is one most homeowners walk right past: Coturnix quail. These tiny birds begin laying eggs at just 6 to 8 weeks of age, faster than any other poultry species alive. That speed matters when the goal is monthly income, not a long-term hobby project. Quail eggs sell for $5 to $8 per dozen at farmers markets and up to $1 per egg when sold directly to restaurants and specialty grocers. 50 quail, housed in a space no larger than a standard garden shed, produce enough eggs to generate consistent weekly sales. Hatching eggs and live birds open a second revenue stream entirely. Breeders and hobbyists buy year-round, and supply rarely keeps up with demand. Quail meat commands premium prices at fine dining establishments and ethnic grocery markets. 6 quail occupy the space a single chicken requires. They produce almost no noise. Most municipal codes do not classify them as poultry. That combination of small footprint, fast maturity, and multiple sellable products makes Coturnix quail one of the most overlooked income animals available to a backyard owner. Standard dairy goats need pasture, heavy fencing, and consistent grain supplementation. Nigerian dwarf goats weigh between 60 and 80 pounds, fit comfortably on a quarter acre, and produce milk with 6 to 10% butterfat, significantly richer than cow milk. That butterfat is what makes the monthly income math work. One doe's milk produces dozens of bars of handmade goat milk soap per month. Those bars sell for $6 to $10 each at farmers markets, craft fairs, and online shops. Cheese, yogurt, and fresh milk are additional streams for producers who pursue cottage food licensing. The real income accelerator, though, is breeding stock. Nigerian dwarf kids sell for $200 to $500 each, and demand from hobby farmers and homesteaders stays strong year-round. 2 does and 1 buck on a modest backyard lot create a self-sustaining dairy micro-operation that puts real money into a household every single month. This next one is not what anyone pictures when they think of a money-making animal. The black soldier fly looks like nothing more than a backyard nuisance. It is actually one of the most profitable micro-livestock systems a homeowner can run. The larvae of this fly consume kitchen scraps, spoiled vegetables, and other organic waste, converting it into a protein-dense product that chicken keepers, fish farmers, and reptile owners actively buy. Dried black soldier fly larvae sell for $15 to $30 per pound online. A single, well-managed bin produces pounds of harvestable larvae every month from inputs that cost nothing. The byproduct left behind after the larvae have eaten, called frass, is a premium organic fertilizer that gardeners and market farmers pay real money for, by the bag. Startup cost is a bin and a starter colony, under $50. Feed cost is whatever was heading to the garbage anyway. Garbage converted directly into 2 sellable products, month after month. Pound for pound, honeybees generate more revenue per square foot of space than any other animal on this list. One hive in a productive location yields 25 to 100 pounds of honey per year. Raw local honey sells consistently at $10 to $20 per pound at markets, and demand almost always outpaces supply. That alone makes the math work, and honey is only the first stream. Beeswax becomes candles, lip balm, wood polish, and cosmetics, all high-margin handmade products that sell alongside the honey at the same markets. Nucleus colonies sell for $150 to $250 each every spring, and experienced beekeepers cannot produce enough to meet buyer demand. Local orchardists and gardeners pay for pollination services, turning hive placement itself into a revenue line. Beeswax and pollination add real value. 2 hives on a small residential property create 4 distinct monthly income streams from animals that feed themselves for free within a 3-mile foraging radius. Most people think of rabbits as meat animals. Angoras flip that equation entirely. These rabbits produce luxury wool that hand spinners and fiber artists actively seek out and pay premium prices for. Raw Angora fiber sells for $8 to $16 per ounce. Spun into yarn, the price climbs significantly higher. Each rabbit yields 12 to 16 ounces of wool per year, harvested every 90 days by simple plucking or shearing. That is a product that literally grows back every quarter on a predictable schedule. A small group of 4 to 6 Angora rabbits generates consistent fiber income from a backyard hutch setup that takes up less space than a parking spot. Their manure is a cold fertilizer, meaning it goes directly onto garden beds without composting first. Bagged and sold at farmers markets, that manure becomes yet another monthly revenue line from the same animal. Breeding stock sells at premium to other fiber hobbyists, adding a third income stream that requires no additional infrastructure. Muscovy ducks are the breed that breaks every assumption people carry about keeping ducks. They are quiet. No loud quacking that draws neighbor complaints. They fly up to roost at night, keeping ground mess to a minimum. And they forage aggressively for insects, ticks, slugs, and beetles across any yard they are given access to. That foraging habit itself becomes an income stream. Neighbors, gardeners, and small orchard owners will pay for Muscovy visits to clear pest populations without chemicals. Muscovy meat is lean, red meat textured, and considered a genuine delicacy, selling at $8 to $12 per pound at specialty butchers and direct to chefs. Females are exceptional natural brooders. They hatch their own replacements, cutting breeding costs to zero. Ducklings, adult birds, and eggs all sell as separate monthly streams. Quiet, self-sufficient, and remarkably low maintenance. Muscovies earn their keep several times over in a backyard system. Almost zero startup cost and profit margins that are genuinely difficult to believe. Red wiggler worms convert kitchen scraps into vermicompost, the single highest value soil amendment a gardener can buy. A 5-gallon bucket of finished vermicompost sells for $20 to $40 at farmers markets and through local gardening groups. The worms themselves are the second product. Bait shops, composters, and serious gardeners buy red wigglers by the pound for $25 to $35. A single worm bin doubles its population roughly every 90 days. That is self-replicating inventory that grows while the owner sleeps. Startup requires a bin, bedding material, and 1 pound of worms. Total cost sits under $40. The entire operation fits beneath a kitchen counter, inside a garage corner, or under a shaded workbench in the yard. No noise. No smell when managed correctly. No feed cost beyond scraps that were heading to the trash. 2 sellable products from an animal that asks for almost nothing and multiplies on its own. The real income multiplier is what happens when these 7 animals operate together. Black soldier fly larvae feed the quail and the ducks, cutting feed costs to near zero. Worm castings fertilize garden beds that produce additional sellable crops. Goat milk becomes soap. Bees pollinate everything on the property. Each connection reduces a cost or adds a revenue line. Start with worms and a black soldier fly bin. Cheapest entry, fastest return. Add quail, then bees, then layer in goats, Angora rabbits, and Muscovy ducks as early income funds the next animal. A backyard is not a limitation. It is a production floor most people never thought to activate. Drop a comment and tell us which animal you are starting with first.